Hi, you all. My name is Sierra Harrison, and this is one of the family dogs. His name is Ollie. He is a Chihuahua mix. We do have another Chihuahua mix. His name is Jack, and he is a lot smaller than Ollie. We think Ollie may be mixed with like Boston Terrier. He's definitely a bigger dog, but I just want to talk about living with multiple sclerosis. I was diagnosed with relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis in April 2016 at the age of 25. It changed my life forever. There's so much to learn about multiple sclerosis. Of course, multiple sclerosis is a disease of the central nervous system, which affects your brain, your spinal cord, your optic nerve. For some reasons unknown, your immune system attacks itself, and the myelin sheath is damaged. And the myelin sheath is a protective coating over the nerve. When the nerve is exposed, it can cause a series of issues. Such as blindness, numbness, weakness, bladder dysfunction, walking difficulties, vision problems. It can cause a variety of issues. MS symptoms I've experienced is weakness, numbness, vertigo, walking difficulties, bladder dysfunction, and I had an issue with my swallowing one time. When I was in a full relapse, I had a swallowing disorder, and it was really bad. And doctors and my healthcare team, they was even considering putting me on a feeding tube if my symptoms did not resolve, because I could not eat. I could not swallow any water, could not eat any food without feeling like I was gonna choke, and it was really bad, you all. Quickly, I want to talk about coping with multiple sclerosis. Coping with multiple sclerosis can be difficult at first. When you're first diagnosed, you really don't know what to expect. You're just in the process of getting to know what MS is, how MS affects your body, and if you decide to be on a disease-modifying therapy, trying to get on a disease-modifying therapy. Everything is, I know for me, everything just went really fast. Take one day at a time, okay? Number one, take one day at a time. Just because you have this illness doesn't mean your life has completely stopped. And it doesn't mean life has stopped in general. It just means that you're going to have to adjust your life. But it doesn't have to be a negative. It can be a positive. But you have to take some time to process and to grieve and to grieve. I didn't cope very well with my MS diagnosis. And that's why I wrote my book, because I want people to know that there is hope and you can face your diagnosis. You can go through the pain, and you absolutely can emerge more resilient than ever. So I would say get to know everything you can about the disease. Of course, you need to regularly go to your doctor's appointment. So if that's with your specialist, like your neurologist, or if you have another issue going on, go to your specialist and develop some type of treatment plan that will assist you in your MS journey. And I know it can be difficult, and insurance is a whole nother beast of itself. And I'll do another video in regards to that and to insurance, but get yourself established with a healthcare team. After you do that, start developing supports around you. So it can be supports of organization in the community, a local organization, a support group, and just also asking your neurologist or your healthcare team, are there any resources that you can assist me with finding, to help me gain support and to not feel alone, not feel afraid. I know the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, they have a very good website. And if you look under the resource and support, if you look under the resources and support tab, you'll find online communities there that you can meet with different types of support groups. Whichever one fits you, you can meet online. I know some groups you can meet in person. They have local support groups that you could just connect with and feel like you are not alone. I think the biggest thing that I faced was just feeling like I was alone and afraid and having loneliness and just feeling isolated and feeling just very I felt very fearful of the future because I didn't know whether the symptoms that I was going to have, like my mobility, I wasn't sure at the time if I was going to gain the strength back in my legs to walk. Oh my God, I struggled so bad, you all, just walking. And I mean, my mother, my sister had to take me to the bathroom. It was hard for me to get up from the bed. It was a really bad time, and I wish I had footage on it, but at the time, I just didn't want anybody to see it. And I honestly, truthfully, I was a butthead during that time and very stubborn. I was just mean, and thank God for mercy and thank God for me having a really good family because it was just hard for me to cope. But once you establish a healthcare team, you need to do that. That's very important. Establish your healthcare team. And once you establish your healthcare team, establish social supports, people who are in the community. Now, it took me a while for me to engage, but what happened was the worse of my symptoms gotten, the more I needed support and the more I was willing to be open to join a support group. So if you wait a little longer like I did, it is what it is, but just start to engage in the community. There's different fundraising opportunities in the community. I know the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, they have this fundraising event every year. It's called Walk MS. And that's where people of the MS community, the community partners, the MS Society, just supports of the community, they come and just come together, of course, to raise money for research programs and services in the community. You can go ahead and go out, buddy. Researches and programs in the community. But it's a good way for you just to engage with people in the community. You can meet people who live locally and who just need support. And when you're coming together and when you see this, and when you are able to just see everybody and everybody is just out there for a common cause, that's what it's about. It's about supporting one another. It's about offering the resources that people need to help them in their MS journey, to help them live their best lives. So you have events like that. I know I'm currently, and this is not with the MS Society, but the Multiple Sclerosis Foundation. I love art. And I found an art class, and her name is Hannah Garrison, and it is amazing. I absolutely love her. She lives with multiple sclerosis, and just her having that class, it's been a great help to me. It's been a huge outlet for me. And you're going to have to learn to engage in the community if you want to thrive. If you want to thrive, because when you think about it, even if you're doing okay and you have multiple sclerosis, you still need to be able to support other people who are not doing as good as you are. It's all about helping one another. It's all about serving people. And I'm very big about serving people and helping people be their best self, right? And so once you get engaged in the community, start to advocate, get involved with your local community. to see what laws and rules impact your care. So I started to be a part. So I am an MS activist for North Carolina, and I've been a virtual MS activist, and I have been able to write to my legislators about funding and different things that impact the MS community. And it's been an honor, it's been a privilege. If you are struggling with multiple sclerosis, just know that you are not alone. I struggled too. It took me a while to even get to this point, but just know you're not alone. There's help out here, and you were picked for this journey. You were picked. Share your story. I think my story I try to have my story be most relatable as possible, because most people aren't very happy when they get a diagnosis, especially a diagnosis of multiple sclerosis, because you don't want to lose your functions. Like you don't want to lose your ability to walk and your vision and have numbness and weakness in your arms and legs. You don't want to have to struggle with that. But some people do. Ollie.